The world stage is buzzing with activity, countless events unfolding across the globe, reshaping alliances and economies. Amidst this constant flux, one aspect of international relations often flies under the radar, yet impacts millions: the ability to travel freely, particularly to the United States. Are you weary of the mountain of paperwork, the long waits for embassy appointments, and the nerve-wracking possibility of visa denials just for a trip to the US? Imagine bypassing all that frustration. Picture a scenario where endless forms and consulate lines simply vanish from the equation. What if I revealed that citizens from certain countries navigate this process with remarkable ease? They skip the extensive bureaucracy, avoid the interviews, and sidestep the rejection letters that plague so many others. Legally, no standard visa is required, no prolonged interviews at consulates demanding intricate details of their lives and intentions. Just a swift, streamlined authorization process stands between them and entry into the United States. So, what's the secret? How do these travelers secure what feels like a VIP pass to America, while countless others are forced to navigate a complex and often disheartening obstacle course? This isn't about luck or special favors. It's about intricate relationships built on trust, security, and shared interests. Is it the result of complex political maneuvering, a reflection of economic strength, a consequence of deep historical ties, or perhaps something even more fundamental influencing these decisions? The answer lies in a blend of these factors, woven into the fabric of international diplomacy and security protocols. We'll delve into the specifics later in this video, exploring the criteria and the stories behind these privileged travel arrangements, and we will draw some conclusions at the end. The dynamics of international travel are constantly shifting. Consider this intriguing fact. Several of the countries enjoying this simplified access weren't even part of this exclusive arrangement just a year or two ago. Their inclusion is a recent development, highlighting the evolving nature of global partnerships and trust. It makes you wonder who met the stringent requirements to make the cut, and perhaps more curiously, who remains on the outside looking in, still bound by the traditional visa application process. What changed to allow these new entrants? Let's uncover the 10 nations whose citizens are poised to enter the US without needing a standard visa in the year 2025. This exploration isn't just about listing countries. It's about understanding the underlying currents of geopolitics, economic stability, and security cooperation that shape these crucial decisions. Stay with us as we unpack the complexities and reveal the nations that hold this coveted travel status. If you find this exploration of global politics and travel dynamics intriguing, consider hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel. Your support is vital for helping us bring these in-depth analyses to a wider audience. And let us know in the comments where you're watching from. It's always fascinating to see our global community. Please make sure to watch this video until the very end, as we'll be summarizing the key factors and drawing important conclusions about the future of international travel and the Visa Waiver Program. Let's begin our journey with Romania. For Romanian citizens, the dream of visiting the United States without the cumbersome visa process was a long-held aspiration, spanning decades. They observed from the periphery as numerous other European nations gained visa-free access, breezing into the US for tourism, business, or family visits with relative ease. For years, Romania remained on the list of countries requiring full visa applications, involving extensive paperwork, interviews, and often frustrating delays or denials. It was a period marked by patience and persistent diplomatic effort. The Romanian government and its people waited, navigating the complexities of international relations, hoping for a change in status that seemed perpetually just out of reach. This waiting game wasn't just about convenience. It symbolized a deeper integration into the Western community of nations and a recognition of Romania's progress and stability. The contrast was stark. Neighboring countries celebrating visa-free travel while Romanians continued to face significant hurdles. This discrepancy fueled diplomatic dialogue and highlighted the importance Romania placed on achieving parity with its European partners regarding U.S. travel privileges. The anticipation built over the years, underscored by a sense of being left behind despite significant strides in political and economic reforms following the fall of communism. The desire for visa-free travel became a tangible benchmark of Romania's journey towards stronger international partnerships and recognition. However, in the lead-up to 2025, a significant transformation occurred. Something shifted in the diplomatic landscape, altering Romania's long-standing position. After decades of anticipation and meticulous effort, Romania is set to join the prestigious U.S. Visa Waiver Program, VWP. This inclusion marks a pivotal moment, not just for Romanian travelers, but also as a testament to the evolving relationship between Romania and the United States. The wait is finally over. This development is more than just a procedural change. It's a game changer, unlocking new opportunities and simplifying travel in unprecedented ways for Romanian citizens. Joining the VWP signifies that Romania has met the rigorous security and cooperation standards set forth by the United States, including low visa refusal rates and enhanced security protocols. This achievement reflects years of dedicated work in strengthening law enforcement cooperation, improving passport security, and demonstrating a commitment to combating transnational crime and terrorism. The implications are profound. Romanian citizens will soon be able to visit America for stays of up to 90 days for tourism or business purposes without needing a traditional visa. The complicated, often lengthy visa application process will be replaced by a much simpler, faster online authorization. This transition is expected to boost tourism, facilitate business connections, and strengthen cultural ties between the two nations, heralding a new era of accessibility and partnership. The practical effect of Romania's VWP inclusion is transformative. Instead of navigating the labyrinthine visa application process, Romanian citizens will only need to complete an electronic system for travel authorization, ESTA, application online. ESTA is a streamlined vetting system that determines eligibility for travel under the VWP. Once approved, a process typically much quicker and less demanding than a traditional visa application, they are cleared for takeoff. This ease of access represents a significant milestone achieved after more than a decade of intense diplomatic engagement and negotiation. The journey involved persistent back-and-forth discussions, requiring Romania to meet stringent U.S. security benchmarks and implement advanced passport standards, including biometric features. You might be surprised by the sheer duration and complexity of the efforts involved. It wasn't merely a political decision. It was contingent upon Romania demonstrably enhancing its security infrastructure and proving its reliability as a partner in maintaining international security standards. This decade-long endeavor underscores the substantial commitment required to gain entry into the VWP, involving upgrades to border controls, data sharing agreements, and consistent cooperation on security matters. The successful culmination of these efforts highlights Romania's dedication and the mutual trust established with the United States. Here's where the story takes an even more interesting turn, revealing broader shifts in geopolitical dynamics. Romania's entry into the VWP is particularly noteworthy because it is the first new European Union country to be added to the program in several years. This begs the question, why now? What specific factors converged to make this possible after such a long wait? Several elements likely played a role. Romania has made significant progress in meeting the VWP requirements, particularly concerning visa overstay rates and security cooperation. Furthermore, the geopolitical climate has shifted, potentially increasing the strategic importance of strengthening ties with Eastern European allies like Romania, especially in light of regional security concerns. The timing might also reflect broader U.S. foreign policy objectives aimed at reinforcing alliances and promoting democratic partnerships. What does this specific inclusion signal about the future trajectory of global travel dynamics and international relations? It suggests that the VWP is not static, but adapts to changing geopolitical realities and acknowledges the progress made by aspiring member countries. Romania's success story could potentially pave the way for other nations currently seeking VWP status, indicating that persistent effort and adherence to required standards can yield results, even after long periods of waiting. This development serves as a powerful symbol of transformation and trust on the international stage. If a nation like Romania, which was once under the strict control of a communist regime, can successfully navigate the path to earning this level of trust and access from the United States, It sends a powerful message. It demonstrates that significant political and systemic transformation is possible and can be recognized internationally. This achievement isn't solely about facilitating easier travel. It's fundamentally about the journey of a nation, its reforms, its commitment to democratic values, and its integration into the global security framework. The ability to meet the demanding criteria of the VWP, covering everything from passport security and low visa overstay rates to counter-terrorism cooperation, signifies a profound level of national development and international alignment. This naturally leads to speculation. Who might be next in line? Which other countries are diligently working towards meeting these standards, hoping to gain similar privileged access? Romania's inclusion serves as both an inspiration and a benchmark for others. Trust us, the narrative continues, and the next country on our list introduces another layer of complexity and raises even more eyebrows regarding the intricate world of visa-free travel and international diplomacy. The story of the VWP is one of continuous evolution, reflecting the ever-changing landscape of global power, partnerships, and security priorities. Now, let's turn our attention to Qatar. Geographically, Qatar is a relatively small nation, smaller in land area than the state of Connecticut. However, its influence on the global stage far outweighs its physical size. Fueled by vast natural gas reserves, Qatar has cultivated significant economic power and plays a crucial role in regional and international diplomacy, often acting as a mediator in complex geopolitical disputes. Its capital, Doha, has become a hub for international conferences, sporting events, and global business. This small peninsula packs a massive punch in terms of economic clout and diplomatic reach. And recently, something even more significant occurred regarding its relationship with the United States, particularly concerning travel access. This development underscores Qatar's growing strategic importance and the deepening ties between the two nations. The decision to grant Qatar enhanced travel privileges is not merely a procedural adjustment. It reflects a recognition of its role in global affairs and its cooperation on various fronts, from security initiatives to economic partnerships. This move signals a significant shift, placing Qatar in a unique position within the framework of U.S. travel policy and international relations in the Middle East. In a landmark development, Qatar became only the second Muslim-majority nation ever to be designated for inclusion in the U.S. Visa Waiver Program. This is a highly significant event, breaking a long-standing pattern and setting a new precedent. Following Brunei, Qatar's potential entry into this elite group sent ripples through diplomatic circles worldwide. What does this mean practically? For Qatari citizens, it promises the end of the standard visa application grind. No more navigating complex forms, scheduling embassy interviews, or facing the uncertainty of visa approval. Instead, travel to the U.S. for tourism or business for up to 90 days would simply require an approved ESTA authorization. This move, fast-tracked in 2024, was unexpected by many observers. You would typically expect such privileged access to be granted to decades-old, established allies with long histories of close cooperation. Qatar's relatively swift inclusion suggests a recognition of its unique strategic position and its recent efforts to align with U.S. security expectations. The reasons behind this rapid advancement are multifaceted, highlighting a dynamic shift in geopolitical priorities and partnerships in the Middle East. Why Qatar, and why now? The accelerated path towards VWP inclusion for Qatar can be attributed to a confluence of factors. Firstly, Qatar has significantly tightened its security protocols, investing heavily in advanced biometric screening systems and enhancing its border control measures to meet stringent U.S. requirements. This includes sophisticated passport technology and improved data sharing capabilities. Secondly, Qatar has cultivated close defense ties with Washington. The Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar is a critical hub for U.S. military operations in the Middle East, underscoring the strategic military partnership between the two nations. This close cooperation on defense and security matters has undoubtedly built a substantial level of trust. Furthermore, Qatar has played a vital role in various diplomatic initiatives important to the U.S., including mediation efforts in regional conflicts. This diplomatic utility, combined with enhanced security measures and a strong economic profile, created the conditions for its fast-tracked VWP consideration. It's a move that acknowledges Qatar's unique role and its commitment to meeting the demanding standards of the program. Interestingly, despite the significance of this development, it largely went unnoticed by the general public in America. Most Americans likely have no idea about this potential shift in visa policy for Qatari citizens. What does it truly take for a nation to bypass the standard U.S. visa system? The cases of Romania and Qatar illustrate that it's a complex equation involving more than just friendly relations. Key factors include robust security cooperation, the implementation of advanced, secure travel documents, like biometric passports, consistently low rates of visa overstays and denials, typically below 3%, and a demonstrated commitment to sharing security and law enforcement data. Political and economic stability also play crucial roles, as they reduce the perceived risk of illegal immigration. Why are only a select few nations trusted in this manner? The VWP is built on a foundation of deep mutual trust and confidence in a partner country's ability and willingness to meet these high standards consistently. It requires a proven track record and ongoing cooperation. Qatar's potential addition flips the script, challenging traditional notions about which countries qualify. It proves that global alliances and the criteria for such privileged partnerships are evolving in real time, influenced by contemporary geopolitical needs, strategic importance, and demonstrated progress in meeting security benchmarks. Qatar's journey demonstrates that VWP status isn't static. It can be earned through concerted effort and strategic alignment, even for nations outside the traditional circle of long-standing allies. The inclusion of Qatar, a Gulf state, signals a significant evolution in the VWP's scope and potentially opens the door for other nations in similar strategic positions. It highlights that the program considers not only historical alliances, but also current geopolitical realities and security partnerships. If a nation like Qatar can potentially achieve visa-free access, who else might be quietly knocking at the door, making the necessary security upgrades and diplomatic overtures? This development suggests that the landscape of international travel privileges is becoming more dynamic. It proves that factors like strategic importance, economic influence, and proactive security cooperation can significantly impact a country's eligibility. Qatar's story serves as evidence that global alliances are not fixed, and that the pathways to closer integration and trust, including visa-free travel, are adapting to the 21st century world. Before we continue exploring other nations with this privilege, remember to hit that subscribe button. Doing so helps our channel continue to bring you the real, often complex stories behind the headlines, cutting through the noise to deliver insightful analysis. Let's uncover the truth together. Let's shift our focus down under to Australia. For citizens of many countries, gaining entry into the United States feels akin to cracking a high-security vault. The process involves navigating multiple layers of documentation, preparing for potentially probing interviews, paying significant fees, and enduring waits that can stretch for months, all with no guarantee of success. It's a stressful and often costly endeavor. However, for Australians, the experience is dramatically different. This isn't a recent development. Australia hasn't faced these hurdles for a very long time. They belong to an exclusive group of nations whose citizens enjoy remarkably straightforward access to the U.S. This long-standing arrangement reflects the deep and enduring ties between the two countries, built over decades of shared history, values, and strategic interests. The contrast highlights the significant advantages conferred by the Visa Waiver Program, transforming what is a major bureaucratic challenge for many into a relatively simple process for a select few, like the citizens of Australia. This ease of travel facilitates not only tourism, but also strengthens business, educational, and cultural exchanges between the two nations. Australia has held the privilege of visa-free access to the United States for tourism and business purposes for over 3 decades. Think about that. More than 30 years of simplified travel. That's correct. Since 1996, Australian citizens have generally only needed an approved ESTA, electronic system for travel authorization, to enter the United States for short stays. There are no mandatory embassy appointments to schedule months in advance, no long queues outside consulate buildings, and no complex visa application forms to decipher. The process is typically reduced to completing a relatively quick online form, paying a small fee, and receiving authorization electronically, often within days or even hours. This streamlined procedure clears them for business meetings in New York, road trips across California, or even a spontaneous weekend getaway to Las Vegas. This level of convenience stands in stark contrast to the experience of travelers from non-VWP countries and underscores the strength and depth of the U.S.-Australia relationship. This privilege isn't accidental. It's rooted in decades of mutual trust and cooperation across various domains. You might be taken aback, however, to learn just how profound and multi-layered this privileged access truly is. It's not merely about trust established through friendly relations. It's deeply intertwined with a legacy of strategic partnership. The United States and Australia are not just allies. They are core military partners, integral members of intelligence-sharing networks, and significant economic collaborators. Their relationship is fortified by shared democratic values and a long history of working together on global security challenges. In fact, Australia is a cornerstone member of the Five Eyes Alliance, a top-tier intelligence-sharing network comprising the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. This is an exclusive circle. Only these 5 nations globally are entrusted with this level of intelligence cooperation. Membership in Five Eyes signifies an unparalleled degree of mutual trust and confidence in each country's security systems and commitment to shared intelligence objectives. This deep-seated strategic alignment is a fundamental reason why Australian citizens enjoy such seamless travel access to the United States, a privilege reserved for America's closest and most trusted partners. This context reveals that visa-free travel is often a reflection of much deeper geopolitical and security bonds. Therefore, this ease of access for Australians is far more than mere convenience. It represents access that the vast majority of the world's population can only aspire to achieve. While millions of visa applications from around the globe are denied by the U.S. each year, often after considerable expense and effort by the applicants, Australians navigate the system with relative ease. It almost seems as though the system was inherently designed to facilitate their entry, and given the deep historical and strategic context, in many ways, it was. This preferential treatment is a direct result of the unique and enduring relationship between the two countries. Think about the implications. Why is this extraordinary level of access reserved for such a limited number of nations? What specific qualities and commitments does it take for a country to earn and maintain the trust required to bypass the rigorous standard visa procedures? Australia's long-standing inclusion highlights that VWP status is often predicated on much more than just economic indicators or low overstay rates. It frequently involves deep strategic alignment, shared security interests, and a proven history of reliable partnership. Despite this long history and deep trust, Australia's inclusion isn't a blank check. Even with decades of visa-free travel, Australians are still subject to strict standards and continuous monitoring. ESTA authorizations need renewal. Passports must meet current security requirements, including biometric data, and travel patterns are closely observed. This ongoing scrutiny ensures that the privilege isn't taken for granted and that security standards are consistently maintained. This signifies that even for the most trusted allies, VWP access is conditional and requires ongoing compliance with U.S. security protocols. While the process is vastly simplified compared to a traditional visa application, it's not entirely without oversight. The system is designed to balance ease of travel for trusted partners with the imperative of maintaining national security. So, although it might appear to be an effortless ride for Australians, the reality is that this access is continuously earned and revalidated through adherence to strict security measures, diplomatic cooperation, and the enduring strength of the bilateral relationship built over many years. This framework ensures the integrity of the VWP while facilitating travel for citizens of America's closest allies. Next, we journey across the Pacific to Japan. Japan stands as one of the most technologically advanced nations on the planet, renowned for its innovation, efficiency, and economic prowess. From bullet trains to robotics, Its technological contributions shaped the modern world. However, there's another aspect of Japan's global standing that might catch you by surprise, particularly when considering international travel. Beyond its technological marvels and rich cultural heritage, Japan holds a unique position in the realm of U.S. travel access. It happens to be one of the very few nations whose citizens can enter the United States with virtually minimal visa-related obstacles. This ease of access is not a recent phenomenon, but rather a long-established privilege reflecting the deep and multifaceted relationship between the two Pacific powers. This status places Japanese travelers in an enviable position compared to citizens of most other countries, allowing for relatively seamless journeys across the Pacific for various purposes, strengthening the already robust ties between the two nations. Japan's relationship with the U.S. Visa Waiver Program is one of the longest standing. Japanese citizens have enjoyed the benefits of this program since 1988. That's a remarkable duration, making Japan one of the inaugural countries granted visa-free access to the United States under the modern VWP framework. This early inclusion speaks volumes about the strategic importance and the level of trust established between the U.S. and Japan in the post-war era. For Japanese citizens, this means decades of simplified travel, no need for traditional visas for short trips related to tourism or business. Like other VWP participants, they utilize the ESTA system for pre-travel authorization. This status as one of the first VWP members highlights the unique historical context and the early recognition of Japan as a key ally and stable democracy in Asia. But why was Japan granted this status so early on? And what does its continued participation reveal about the nature of the U.S.-Japan alliance? The reasons for Japan's early and continued inclusion in the VWP are deeply rooted in the post-World War II alliance between the two nations. Following the war, the U.S. played a significant role in Japan's reconstruction and the establishment of its democratic institutions. This period forged a strong security alliance and deep economic interdependence. Japan and the U.S. share a post-war strategic partnership that has evolved into something profoundly multifaceted, encompassing robust economic ties, extensive technological collaboration, and critical military alignment in the Asia-Pacific region. Japan hosts a significant number of U.S. military personnel, with major bases like those in Yokota and Okinawa serving as crucial strategic assets for regional stability. You would be amazed to know that Japan hosts over 50,000 U.S. military personnel across these bases, more than any other country in Asia. This enduring military presence underscores the depth of the security relationship. Furthermore, Japan is America's fourth-largest trading partner, highlighting the immense economic bonds between the two countries. Tens of thousands of Japanese tourists and business travelers visit the U.S. annually, further cementing these connections. In 2023 alone, nearly 3.8 million Japanese citizens visited the United States, demonstrating the scale of travel facilitated by the VWP. You might assume that such widespread freedom of movement is common, but it's a rarity on the global stage. Japan's early entry and sustained presence in the Visa Waiver Program underscore just how exceptional and valuable this level of bilateral trust truly is. It reflects not only Japan's technological advancement and economic stability, but also its unwavering commitment to the security partnership with the United States and its adherence to international norms. While visa rules are becoming increasingly stringent worldwide, Japan's position remains secure. But let's pose the critical question. In a world of tightening borders, why does Japan consistently retain this golden ticket? Is it primarily its economic power, its stable democracy, its strategic location, or a combination of all these factors reinforced by decades of reliable partnership? Whatever the precise formula, one fact is undeniable. When it comes to international mobility and access to the U.S., Japan occupies a seat at the VIP table, a position it has held firmly for decades, built on a foundation of post-war alliance and continued strategic cooperation. Let's move back to Europe and consider France. You've undoubtedly heard the name countless times, associated with romantic getaways in Paris, the chic global fashion capital, rich history, and exquisite cuisine. It's a country that captures the imagination and sits high on the travel wish lists of people worldwide. However, what many might not fully grasp is the privileged position France holds regarding travel to the United States. This European powerhouse is home to citizens who possess one of the most advantageous travel passes globally when it comes to entering the U.S. Like Australia and Japan, France has enjoyed visa-free access to the United States for decades, a testament to the long-standing and historically significant relationship between the two republics. This effortless access for French citizens, allowing them to bypass the standard visa complexities for short stays, underscores the deep diplomatic and cultural ties that bind the two nations. While others face bureaucratic hurdles, French travelers can plan their U.S. trips with remarkable ease, facilitated by the Visa Waiver Program. France's participation in the U.S. Visa Waiver Program dates back decades, reflecting its status as one of America's oldest allies. French citizens have long benefited from the ability to travel to the U.S. for tourism or business for up to 90 days without needing a traditional visa, relying instead on the ESTA system. This arrangement isn't merely about tourism statistics or cultural exchange, although those are significant outcomes. The foundation of this visa-free access lies in deep-rooted history, strong and consistent diplomatic ties, and a level of mutual trust cultivated over centuries, albeit with occasional disagreements typical of any long relationship. France plays a vital role in international diplomacy, holds a permanent seat on the UN Security Council, and is a key member of NATO and the European Union. This geopolitical significance, combined with its stable democracy and advanced economy, contributes to its VWP status. The U.S.-France connection, while evolving, remains strategically important. But here lies a crucial point. This privilege wasn't automatically guaranteed simply due to historical ties. The U.S. Visa Waiver Program demands adherence to rigorous ongoing standards. France, like all VWP members, must maintain secure travel documents, biometric passports, share security and law enforcement information, cooperate on counter-terrorism efforts, and keep visa overstay and refusal rates below the specified thresholds. This means continuous investment in security measures and consistent cooperation with U.S. authorities. Biometric passports, data sharing agreements, low visa overstay rates, and close intelligence cooperation are all prerequisites. France has consistently met these requirements, ticking every box necessary to maintain its VWP status. You might be surprised to know the sheer volume of travel this facilitates. In 2023, more than 1.8 million French travelers entered the U.S., most utilizing the visa-free privilege offered by the VWP. This massive flow of people underscores the importance of the program in maintaining strong economic and cultural links. The ability of such a large number of French citizens to travel easily highlights the effectiveness and mutual benefit derived from this long-standing visa-free arrangement. However, the inclusion of France, while seemingly obvious given its stature, raises broader questions when viewed in the context of the European Union. Despite the EU's framework for cooperation, not all member states are part of the VWP. Some EU countries, like Romania until recently, and others like Bulgaria and Cyprus, still require their citizens to obtain traditional visas for U.S. travel. So, why France, and not automatically all other developed and secure EU nations? What sets France apart, beyond its size and historical alliance? This disparity highlights that VWP inclusion is determined on a bilateral basis between the U.S. and individual countries, not through bloc membership. Factors such as individual country compliance with security standards, specific visa overstay statistics, and the nuances of bilateral intelligence cooperation play decisive roles. It's not solely about being European or democratic. It's about meeting a precise set of demanding U.S. criteria. Could it be France's significant global diplomatic influence, its active role in international security operations, its military collaboration within NATO, or simply that rare blend of historical alignment and unwavering modern trust? Whatever the specific weighting of these factors, France didn't just earn its VWP privilege. It has successfully maintained it for decades through continuous cooperation and adherence to evolving security demands. Continuing our European tour, we arrive in Germany. Germany is globally recognized for its engineering excellence, precision manufacturing, and formidable economic power. It's the economic engine of Europe and a major player on the world stage. But beyond its industrial might and political influence, Germany excels in another critical area concerning its citizens: international mobility, particularly towards the United States. Like France, Germany is one of the select few nations whose people can step onto U.S. soil without first obtaining a standard visa. This privilege places German travelers in a highly advantageous position, simplifying journeys across the Atlantic for business, tourism, or education. This visa-free access isn't a trivial matter. It reflects the deep strategic partnership and mutual trust that exists between Germany and the United States. Two nations linked by strong historical ties, shared democratic values, and extensive cooperation on global issues. Does the ease of travel for Germans sound routine? Perhaps. But consider the context. Germany has been an integral part of the U.S. Visa Waiver Program since its early stages, enjoying visa-free travel privileges for decades. This status allows German citizens holding biometric passports to enter the U.S. for up to 90 days for business or tourism, using only the ESTA pre-authorization. This seamless process underscores the strength of the U.S.-German relationship. However, this access wasn't granted lightly and isn't maintained automatically. Behind the scenes lies a complex web of agreements and ongoing cooperation. Germany consistently meets the stringent VWP requirements related to passport security, information sharing, counter-terrorism efforts, and maintaining low visa overstay rates. This commitment is crucial. Furthermore, the strategic importance of the U.S.-German partnership cannot be overstated. Germany hosts a significant number of U.S. troops, over 40,000 stationed there to this day, serving as a vital component of NATO's defense posture in Europe. This long-standing military presence is a powerful symbol of mutual trust and shared security interests. This deep connection extends far beyond military matters. Germany is one of the United States' most important economic partners, with massive volumes of trade and investment flowing between the two countries. From technological collaborations in the automotive and pharmaceutical industries to joint ventures in renewable energy, the economic interdependence is vast. This strong relationship facilitates a significant amount of travel. You would be astonished to know that in 2023, nearly 2 million Germans traveled to the U.S., the vast majority taking advantage of the visa-free travel afforded by the VWP. This huge number reflects the extensive business, educational, and tourism links. This free flow of people fosters innovation, strengthens cultural understanding, and bolsters both economies. The VWP, therefore, acts as a crucial lubricant for this vital transatlantic relationship, enabling the easy movement necessary for such close collaboration across multiple sectors. The ability for millions to travel without traditional visas highlights the profound level of trust and integration between the two nations. Still, the question arises. In an era where global security concerns are paramount and border controls are generally tightening, why does Germany continue to hold such a privileged position within the VWP's trusted circle? Is it purely its economic weight, its central role in European politics, its unwavering track record on security cooperation, or the deep historical roots of the post-war alliance? The answer likely lies in a powerful combination of all these elements. Germany's consistent adherence to VWP standards, including advanced passport technology, rigorous entry monitoring, and exceptionally low visa overstay rates, provides the necessary foundation. Layered on top of this are the undeniable strategic, economic, and diplomatic bonds that make Germany an indispensable partner for the United States. While other nations strive to meet the criteria for VWP inclusion, Germany walks straight through the streamlined process, a testament to decades of building and maintaining mutual confidence. This enduring privilege is not based on geography, but on a proven record of stability, security, and partnership, making Germany a cornerstone of the Visa Waiver Program. Let's journey far south to the edge of the world, to New Zealand. This nation is renowned for its breathtaking landscapes, peaceful society, and perhaps famously, being home to significantly more sheep than people. It's a remote island country often associated with tranquility and natural beauty. However, this quiet nation possesses a passport of remarkable power, granting its citizens access to the United States with an ease that belies its geographical distance. New Zealanders are among the privileged few who can travel to the U.S. without the need for a traditional visa, benefiting from the Visa Waiver Program. This status allows Kiwis, as they are affectionately known, to bypass the often complex and time-consuming visa application process for short-term visits. This arrangement highlights a relationship built on deep trust and shared values, extending far beyond scenic vistas and into the realms of strategic cooperation and mutual respect between two nations separated by the vast Pacific Ocean. New Zealand has enjoyed visa-free access to the United States since 1991, making it another long-standing member of the Visa Waiver Program. This means that for over 3 decades, Kiwis planning trips to the U.S. for tourism or business, for stays up to 90 days, have been able to do so primarily with just an approved ESTA application and a valid biometric passport. The need for lengthy embassy appointments or complex visa paperwork is eliminated, greatly simplifying transatlantic travel. This privilege is particularly significant given New Zealand's relatively small population of just over 5 million people. The fact that such a numerically small nation holds this status speaks volumes about the quality of its relationship with the U.S. and its standing within the international community. You might be surprised how robust the U.S.-New Zealand connection truly is, extending into critical areas of international cooperation. In 2023, over 230,000 Kiwis visited the U.S. without a visa, a substantial number demonstrating the active travel links facilitated by the VWP for a country of its size. What underpins this enduring trust? Like its neighbor Australia, New Zealand's privileged access is deeply connected to its strategic partnerships. New Zealand is a key member of the exclusive Five Eyes Intelligence Sharing Alliance, alongside the US, UK, Canada, and Australia. This membership places New Zealand within the innermost circle of trusted U.S. security partners, facilitating an unparalleled level of cooperation on intelligence matters. Participation in Five Eyes requires stringent security protocols, secure communication systems, and a fundamental alignment on national security objectives. Beyond intelligence sharing, New Zealand and the U.S. collaborate on various defense initiatives and international peacekeeping efforts. Furthermore, New Zealand consistently ranks among the countries with the lowest visa overstay rates globally. This demonstrated compliance with immigration regulations is a critical factor in maintaining VWP status. New Zealand travelers are known for their adherence to visa rules and their clean travel records, reinforcing the perception of low risk. This combination of strategic alignment, security cooperation, and consistent compliance makes New Zealand an ideal candidate for continued participation in the long-term visa-free travel program. But let's consider the bigger picture. Why does this seemingly small, remote island nation, located thousands of miles from Washington, D.C., command a level of trust that surpasses even some of America's geographical neighbors? The New Zealand example powerfully demonstrates that in the world of international relations and visa policies, geography is often less important than shared values, strategic alignment, and proven reliability. When a country consistently upholds high standards of security, maintains a stable democracy, cooperates on global issues, and ensures its citizens comply with travel regulations, the doors to facilitated travel can open wide, regardless of distance. New Zealand's story shows that influence and trust are not solely determined by population size or proximity. It proves that consistent adherence to security protocols, diplomatic cooperation, and a shared commitment to international order are the key ingredients for earning and maintaining privileged access, like that offered by the U.S. Visa Waiver Program. Sometimes, the quiet achievers, focused on stability and cooperation, indeed travel the furthest on the global stage. Now, let's pivot to South America, a continent teeming with diverse cultures and large economies. You might naturally assume that geographical proximity would lead to easier travel access between South American nations and the United States. However, the reality of the U.S. Visa Waiver Program presents a surprising twist. Despite the vastness and significance of the continent, only one single South American nation has successfully navigated the complex requirements to gain entry into this exclusive club. Out of all the countries in Latin America, from the economic giants to the established democracies, just one holds the key to visa-free U.S. travel for its citizens. This unique status highlights the stringent nature of the VWP criteria and the challenges many nations face in meeting them. It also underscores the exceptional circumstances or efforts that allowed this particular country to achieve what its neighbors have not. Which nation is it, and what makes its case different? That sole South American country is Chile. This distinction makes Chile unique not only within its continent, but also globally, as it's the only Latin American nation currently participating in the U.S. Visa Waiver Program. This means Chilean citizens can visit the United States for tourism or business for up to 90 days without needing a traditional visa, relying instead on the streamlined ESTA process. Chile officially joined the VWP in 2014, a significant achievement reflecting years of dedicated effort to meet the program's demanding security and administrative standards. Since then, the impact on travel and bilateral relations has been substantial. Chile's inclusion was the result of consistent work on strengthening its institutions, enhancing passport security, improving law enforcement cooperation with the U.S., and maintaining the required low visa refusal and overstay rates. You might be shocked to learn that even regional economic powerhouses like Brazil and Argentina, despite their size and significance, have not secured this same level of privileged access. This underscores that VWP membership is not granted based on economic size or regional influence alone, but on meeting a very specific set of rigorous criteria. What specific factors enabled Chile to crack the code while its neighbors remain outside the VWP? The answer lies in Chile's consistent performance across several key areas required by the program. For over 3 decades, Chile has maintained one of the most stable and consolidated democracies in Latin America, providing a foundation of political reliability. Economically, it has pursued generally stable policies and fostered strong trade links, including a free trade agreement with the U.S. Crucially, Chile made significant investments in security, particularly in developing secure biometric passports and enhancing cooperation with U.S. law enforcement and immigration authorities on data sharing and security protocols. Meeting the low visa overstay rate requirement was also a critical hurdle that Chile successfully cleared through effective immigration management and cooperation. These efforts involved years of negotiations, technical upgrades to travel documents, and sustained compliance with stringent security measures and information sharing agreements. The U.S. officially added Chile to the VWP in 2014, recognizing this progress. Since that time, the impact has been immense, facilitating easier travel for hundreds of thousands of Chileans. In 2023 alone, over 360,000 Chilean citizens entered the United States, many utilizing their VWP eligibility for tourism, education, or business, demonstrating the tangible benefits of this unique status. The case of Chile vividly illustrates that VWP inclusion is attainable for countries outside the traditional circles of European or Asia-Pacific allies, provided they demonstrate unwavering commitment to meeting the high standards. While other South American nations, including major economies, have struggled with issues like internal instability, higher visa overstay rates, or challenges in implementing the required security protocols and data sharing agreements, Chile stayed the course. Its success serves as a potential model, demonstrating that consistent political stability, economic prudence, and dedicated security cooperation can pave the way for privileged access, regardless of regional context. The fact that Chile stands alone in Latin America highlights the demanding nature of the VWP criteria, but also confirms that the path is open to those who meet the mark. This isn't just about travel. It's about the deep level of trust and partnership signified by inclusion in the program. Chile's story reinforces that consistent effort and strategic alignment with U.S. security and immigration standards are the keys to unlocking visa-free travel. Finally, let's consider South Korea. This nation is a global powerhouse in technology, a vibrant democracy, and a key strategic ally of the United States in East Asia. It's one of the most digitally connected countries on Earth, where high-speed internet access is nearly ubiquitous, and technological innovation drives much of its dynamic economy. The skyline of Seoul is a testament to its rapid development, constantly evolving and reaching new heights. South Korea's cultural influence through K-pop and cinema has also become a global phenomenon. However, beyond the glittering facade of technology and pop culture lies another significant aspect of South Korea's international standing. Its citizens enjoy remarkably easy travel access to the United States, a privilege shared by only a select group of nations worldwide. This status reflects the deep and strategically vital relationship between Seoul and Washington. South Korea's journey into the U.S. Visa Waiver Program occurred in 2008. Its inclusion marked a significant acknowledgement of the country's development, stability, and the strength of its alliance with the United States. Since joining the VWP, millions of South Koreans have benefited from the ability to travel to America for tourism or business for up to 90 days without needing a traditional visa. Like other VWP members, they use the efficient ESTA system for authorization. The impact of this visa-free travel has been massive, fostering greater economic exchange, facilitating educational opportunities, and deepening the already strong people-to-people ties between the two nations. Today, millions of Koreans travel to America annually, utilizing this streamlined access. In 2023 alone, over 2.3 million South Koreans visited the U.S., primarily for tourism, education, or business purposes, highlighting the immense scale of interaction facilitated by the VWP. This volume of travel surpasses that of most European VWP countries, demonstrating the vibrancy of the U.S.-South Korea relationship. What earned South Korea this coveted access? The reasons are multifaceted, rooted in a deep strategic alignment that goes back decades. The U.S. and South Korea share a mutual defense treaty dating back to 1953, a cornerstone of regional security. To this day, approximately 28,000 U.S. troops are stationed in South Korea, a visible symbol of the commitment to mutual defense and stability on the Korean peninsula, arguably one of the most fragile peace zones in the world. This enduring military alliance requires an exceptionally high level of trust and cooperation. Beyond defense, South Korea made significant strides in meeting the technical VWP requirements, including the rollout of secure biometric passports, robust data sharing agreements with U.S. authorities, and demonstrating consistently low visa overstay rates. South Korea's advancements in technology also played a role, enabling efficient implementation of required security protocols and traveler vetting systems. The inclusion in the VWP was also a response to South Korea's technological progress and its compliance with global security standards, effectively meeting every demand set by the U.S. program. Consider this. Despite being located in one of the most geopolitically tense regions on the planet, with ongoing security challenges related to North Korea, South Korea has successfully maintained the low visa overstay rates and high security standards necessary for VWP participation. This is a significant achievement and a testament to the country's stability and effective governance. It demonstrates that even nations facing complex security environments can qualify for the VWP if they meet the stringent criteria. This isn't just about facilitating tourism or trade. It's fundamentally about deep strategic alignment and mutual confidence. The visa waiver inclusion reflects the U.S. view of South Korea as a reliable, stable, and technologically advanced partner capable of managing its security and immigration responsibilities effectively. It underscores that the VWP is as much about security partnerships and geopolitical trust as it is about travel facilitation. South Korea's continued participation highlights the enduring strength of the alliance and the mutual benefits derived from visa-free travel. Our final destination is Singapore. This small island city-state, covering just over 280 square miles, punches far above its weight on the global stage. Its reputation is enormous, known as a major global financial center, a hub for international trade and logistics, and one of the most technologically advanced and stable countries in the world. Singapore consistently ranks high in global indices for economic competitiveness, education, and quality of life. But this nation isn't just an economic powerhouse. It's also part of the elite group whose citizens can access the United States without a standard visa, holding one of the most powerful passports globally. This privilege allows Singaporeans to bypass the usual visa hurdles for short-term travel, reflecting the deep trust and multifaceted partnership between the U.S. and this key Southeast Asian nation. Singapore has been a participant in the U.S. Visa Waiver Program since 1999. Its inclusion relatively early on speaks volumes about its stability, security, and alignment with international standards even then. For over 2 decades, Singaporean citizens have benefited from this streamlined access, using the ESTA system for visits of up to 90 days. You might be surprised to learn just how rare this status is within Southeast Asia. In fact, Singapore is currently the only country in the entire region that enjoys visa-free access to the U.S. under the VWP. This exclusivity highlights Singapore's unique position. Its passport consistently ranks as one of the most powerful in the world, granting access to numerous countries visa-free. And its VWP status with the U.S. is a key component of that global mobility. Singaporean travelers are known for their exceptionally high compliance with global entry standards and low visa overstay rates, reinforcing their reliability in the eyes of U.S. immigration authorities. Why does Singapore hold this unique position in its region? The reasons lie in the potent mix of factors that define the nation: unparalleled stability, advanced security systems, and a strong strategic partnership with the United States. Singapore is renowned for its political stability, efficient governance, and strict adherence to the rule of law. Its security apparatus is sophisticated, utilizing cutting-edge technology for border control and surveillance. The country was quick to adopt secure biometric passports and readily entered into information-sharing agreements crucial for VWP participation. Economically, Singapore is a vital hub for American businesses operating in Asia, and the U.S. is a major trading partner and investor. Furthermore, Singapore maintains close military and security ties with Washington, cooperating on regional security initiatives and maritime safety. This combination of economic importance, political stability, advanced security infrastructure, and strategic cooperation made Singapore a natural fit for the VWP. Its ability to meet and consistently maintain the stringent requirements, including electronic passports and data sharing, solidified its place. The benefits are clear. In 2023, over 400,000 Singaporean travelers visited the U.S., a massive number for a country with a population of just under 6 million, showcasing the deep connections facilitated by visa-free travel. So, we've journeyed across the globe, from Europe to Asia, South America to Oceania, exploring 10 nations whose citizens enjoy the rare privilege of entering the United States without a traditional visa in 2025. As we conclude, it's clear that membership in the Visa Waiver Program is not granted lightly. Each country on this list, Romania, Qatar, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, France, Germany, and Chile, earned its spot not through mere luck or geographical convenience, but through a demonstrated commitment to rigorous standards. These standards encompass robust security cooperation, the implementation of secure travel documents, consistently low visa overstay and refusal rates, stable governance, and deep diplomatic trust. These aren't just travel perks granted casually, they are symbols of strong bilateral relationships, secured systems, and profound diplomatic influence and alignment with the United States. The VWP landscape is dynamic. The recent potential additions of countries like Romania and Qatar show that the list is not static, and that nations demonstrating progress and strategic importance can gain entry. Conversely, maintaining this status requires continuous effort and adherence to evolving security demands. What does the future hold? Will more countries meet the demanding criteria and join this exclusive club? Or will tightening global security lead to stricter requirements, potentially shrinking the list? The answers depend on the complex interplay of geopolitics, national security priorities, technological advancements in border control, and the strength of bilateral relationships. The stories of these 10 countries reveal that access is earned through strategy, trust, and decades of cooperation. They are a testament to the fact that in the intricate dance of international relations, strong partnerships, security, and reliability are the keys that unlock doors, even those thousands of miles away. Understanding the VWP offers a fascinating window into the complex world of global alliances and the forces shaping international mobility.